On our last show, we unveiled the new Prairie Club in the unmatched and untamed Sandhills region of Nebraska. Let's journey back to this mecca now, which stirs the soul with its world-class dining, comfy lodging, and pure golf. Raw, rustic, true.
Well, we've talked about the fact that when people come and when they leave, they're different, they're changed. And it's this sacred place that does that. It's a place where people just start to feel the lack of noise and hurriedness that so many of us have in our lives. And so we want them to come and be touched by this amazing place.
We golfers are continually looking for a new course to explore and play. Here at the Prairie Club, there are 2 championship caliber tracks which display what this magical golf region is all about.
Sandhills is a unique place to play golf. I mean, who knows, as time goes on, there may be as many golf courses in a concentrated area here in the Sandhills as any other part of the United States. It's hard to imagine that now. But as time goes on and people look at golf and they say, well, you know, what is great golf? What is natural golf? Sandhills has it. I mean, in the same way that there are many parts of the coastal areas of Scotland and the British Isles where people went out and found a beautiful piece of land to work with and put in a golf course.
On the Dunes course, you'll have the option to play a variety of different shots, including the bump and run onto the putting surfaces. Due to the windswept nature of this area, these greens are appropriately sized, averaging about 13,000 square feet.
Kind of like you would see in Scotland or Ireland. Part of the game is actually the bump and run game, and you can putt from around the greens. So those huge greens actually in time will just blend into the fairways, so you're actually able to putt all the way through. The fence line that you see there also very indicative of Scotland and Ireland. Over there, in the old days, you would see where they actually had to, because they were trying to wedge things in land-wise, they would butt up to properties where you had the fence line.
On the Dunes course especially, it allows people to get back to just playing golf and having fun. I think a lot of us, you know, with all the GPS and the lasers and everything like that, we know the yardage and we have a club in our bag that we know exactly where we're going to hit. We're going to try to hit it straight right at the flag. Out here, depending on the wind and the pin position and what tee box you hit, you could have several different types of shots that you need to hit on this golf course.
These layouts cover it all. Fair, beautiful, challenging, drivable par 4s combined with pleasant throwback style bunkering.
The playability of the golf courses, they're designed with big fairways. But in order to score, you've got to be on the right side of the golf course. So you've got to be on the right side of the fairway in order to really, score well. But you'll be able to find your golf ball. So you're going to be able to play your errant shots, but you may not necessarily have the best opportunity for a par from those spots.
Getting back to the basics and what the game was built upon, that's the foundation of the Prairie Club. A major step in having people enjoy their game to the fullest is having congenial, knowledgeable caddies.
Caddying is old as the game of golf, so I mean, as a guy who really enjoys walking primarily, I mean, as opposed to taking a cart, it's really one of those things that I think a caddy program is essential to any golf course, really. I feel it's just a better connection when you have one person and one caddy walking around a golf course experiencing and getting somebody around a golf course and saving a couple of shots here and there, because that can really separate an average day from a really good day.
The man responsible for the Prairie Club is visionary Paul Schock. He realizes that many of the world's top courses are private and obsolete to the masses. While this majestic Nebraska gem is private with many levels of membership, the fact is anyone can play here and no one will ever be turned away.
Given the fact that the majority of the top 60, 70, 80 golf courses are not available to the general public, Paul didn't want to put a fence around this golf course. He wanted the general public to have the ability to be able to come out here and enjoy world-class golf.
And the future looks bright too. In what might be Prairie Club's best piece of land along the Snake River Canyon, architect Gil Hanse has already put together plans for a 3rd championship course, affectionately called Old School, in tribute to a one-room schoolhouse which once stood on the property. You heard it here first. The Prairie Club is America's next great golf destination. It's well worth the journey.